We're going to spend some time tonight talking about gemstones as you gathered from the email. And Clyde sent you lots of pictures of portal cards and he sent you the portal card notes. But when I taught this class, I decided to, of course, start with our human body, which is, I would say, the most important object to us personally. And then when I thought about all the other objects we interact with, some of them animate, some of them inanimate, I decided that when it comes to doing our personal healing, the gemstones are probably the most important. So that's why we're spending time on gemstones, just to get them in your vision and in your peripheral. So I had you pay attention to 11 particular gemstones, starting with alabaster, that list that Clyde sent you, that starts with alabaster and ends with the cactus quartz or the fairy quartz. And next, the gemstone is the new energies. I mean, you can pick up in all kinds of gemstone books what those different gemstones are supposed to heal. But according to our guidance, the new energies are what I sent you. You know, so alabaster, the new energy of that is forgiveness, births, freedom, freedom, births, forgiveness. So we're going to go through those 11 gemstones and spend about 4 minutes talking and teaching each one. And when we do that, what I want is for you to pay attention to one particular part of your body that needs physical healing, that hopefully you will notice a difference. You know, maybe it's a part that doesn't function as well as you wish, or maybe has some pain, who knows. Like, I'm going to pay attention to my knees during that time. And then what I hope is that spending 4 minutes with each of those gemstones, and then part of that will say a chakra zip up very quickly to use the like alabaster essence or the alabaster energy to heal that part of your body. So we're just going to experience that really before we do anything else. You know, I'm not going to have us introduce each other. We only have an hour together. That's what I was thinking. Nettie's going to feel free, and I want the rest of you to feel free too, to say, help me teach in any way you want. Personally, it was difficult for me to do a Zoom class last week. I didn't have, as you can imagine, the kind of connection that I'm used to having when I'm teaching classes. And so I'm encouraging you to interrupt me, I guess. So I thought we'd start with those gemstones, and then when we're done with that, we'll talk about people's cardinal principles. These 11 gemstones are nobody's cardinal principles, and these energies are so new that I believe they haven't been on the planet before. So let's set a timer for 4 minutes, and I've got Siri doing that for me. 4 minutes and counting. So this is, that's the black one. This is the alabaster that I found online. Barnes and Noble sells it, especially around Valentine's Day, for $15. So that's kind of great. Mm-hmm. And I can't find the rest of the alabaster. I know when I was in Egypt, I got some alabaster, and there's alabaster that look kind of like ugly little driveway stones, you know, that are kind of brown, kind of tan. Not anything. I know Restoration Hardware used to sell alabaster coasters, you know, for people to use. So it is a cousin of the marble, you know, that is under the sea. So alabaster is created by the death and destruction of animals and animal bones, or people and people bones. So there's usually, I assume, a story around how those things died. And that story may need some forgiveness on the part of who died and who didn't die. So I'm guessing that's part of alabaster gets that forgiveness. So while I'm talking about alabaster, you have, I assume, already picked which part of your body you're going to heal with these 11 stones. I have found that it is really remarkable that people have healed all kinds of very, very painful body conditions just doing this, like for 2 or 3 weeks in a row. So I do think it's better to have the stone than not. And of course, you know that this is, we're actually holding on to a piece of the earth and the earth consciousness, and the earth is a being. So why don't you, we still got some of the time for alabaster time, so why don't we quickly, every person just share what part of your body you're healing with our 11 stones. We're starting here.
Kendra, this is Janet. I'm healing my stomach today.
Okay.
Digestion, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
This is Nettie. I'm doing the same.
Stomach. Okay.
My gut. Yep, my gut. Same as Janet.
This is Claudia. I'm healing my shoulders.
Okay.
Laura, I'm healing my feet.
Cindy, I'm healing my, just my abdomen, inside my abdomen, I guess.
Okay. I don't know if anybody else wants to share. I have a forgiveness bathroom. We redid our bathroom, tore off all the old walls and took out the bathtub and redid our bathroom. And when it got down to the studs, we wrote on the walls, "Forgive everybody, everything." And that's
I love
from
that. Yeah.
That's from Mankato, Minnesota. You know, we hung 38 Native American men during the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln agreed to their hanging, and they were hung for stealing food from a government warehouse, and that food was originally set aside to be given to them. They were all starving to death, the Indians were. So it was a horrible, of course, one of those things where we promised we were going to do something and we didn't. Okay. So that's alabaster. Now the next stone we're doing, and let's do the same organ, is an onyx. Set a timer for 4 minutes.
Your timer is set for
So onyx is black, and Clyde got this for me on the internet. It's just a big black heart, and onyx isn't even very expensive. And then I've got another onyx that I really like that Paul Savet gave me, and I don't know if I've got it upright or I'm upside down, but this is Kuan Yin. He was in China on a trip, and it's a little carved Kuan Yin. I think she goes this way. So this is the first stone that really relates to miracles, and the new energy is miracles build transformations. Transformations build miracles. And because they're so cheap, if I'm working on somebody who's got cancer or something, or even anything that, almost anything, I give 1 or 2 of the onyxes to the people I'm healing. So it's very, very important to me. Yep. Those are Nettie's dogs. She can mute herself when, well, her personal dogs, her babysitting dogs. So I think this is the kind of stone that I think would be I'm a very touchy-feely kind of person. That's the other thing about stones, is that miracles, in order to be manifest, it's like something touchable. Usually when I think of miracles, we think of something unseen that manifests, or, I don't know how to explain it. Anybody got kind of a definition of miracles that would work for you?
I think what you just said works really well.
Which part?
Something unseen that that comes into being.
Sure. Okay. That could be. So you're going to focus your place, my knees or your stomach or your inside belly or whatever you're healing. You're going to put on the onyx. I don't know much about onyx. Like I don't know where it's come from, and I didn't read the bigger Melody. Melody isn't no first or last name, but the name Melody. She has these extremely thick books about what all the gemstones mean. She's like known throughout the world for her knowledge of all that. So I think there's like 20 editions or more of that book as people keep expanding them. So but I just remember onyx being kind of a ugly, boring black ring that I usually saw men wear when I was a child. So I don't have any real memories of it, but it's really nice to have Kuan Yin here doing that. I am feeling some tingling around my knees. Of course, it's kind of interesting. I think my body, I don't know about yours, but my body lights up when I pay attention to it. So often we just walk through life in our bodies without noticing what we're doing and what they're going. But here they are. I think people have gotten more comfortable with the idea of rocks actually doing something and healing something than they used to. Okay, that's our 4 minutes on that. Now we'll start with fathers. This is specular hematite. Hematite is iron ore, and it's a really heavy stone. Whoops, I'm starting to talk and set a timer for 3 minutes. All right.
Okay, 3 minutes and counting.
The hematite is, I think, a very grounding stone, and I know people have used it for that. This is the energy of fathers' manifest joys. And the whole idea of our parents, our fathers manifesting joy is completely foreign to me. I certainly wouldn't associate that with my father and most fathers. Most of us, most people, in fact, if you look at who we are as people. I'm trying to think if I know anybody that manifests joy consistently. I think it is a new energy that we think that's what the purpose of human life is. So imagine putting into your place of where you're trying to heal in your body, the feeling and the concept of that joy. So when you do this yourself, when you get these stones or just list them and focus on a part of your body you want healing, it's like taking on a place and I recommend that you do it for 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe use a pendulum or muscle test, how long that would be for each of you. So that's what I was thinking. I don't have any hematite stories to tell you. It's kind of interesting that iron ore is so heavy, and I feel so comforted when I hold it.
It sparkles too.
Yeah.
So do you know what specular means?
I think
I have hematite, but I don't know if it's specular hematite.
it has specular means it's got these sparkles in it. And
Okay.
I did kind of meditate and ask if we had to have the sparkles in it in order for it to manifest joys. And they said, no, not really.
Oh, okay.
You just have hematite.
Well, lucky for me, this is Janet, because mine doesn't speckle.
It doesn't?
No. It doesn't
Good.
mess,
Yeah.
but it feels good.
Mhm. I'm not sure whether I've seen any other specular hematite, but here it is. I got this at the Enchanted Rock Garden. Now, I'm taking my time. I think I'm gonna set this for 3 minutes, allowing some time for me to switch. Set the timer for 3 minutes. And then the Mother's Manifest Joy really comes from Larimar. Larimar's a stone I really really like. I saw it, I actually went to the Caribbean. Here's a Larimar that's part of a necklace. It looks like water, kind of an aquarium. And I got this little Larimar beaded bracelet at Enchanted Rock Garden in Minneapolis. But Dominican Republic is I think the only place on the planet you can get Larimar. And it is so beautiful there. And I got quite a few pieces when I went there, and it was before it got to be so popular. So thankfully it didn't cost as much as it costs more now than it did when I was there. I don't know. It has to be more than 10 years ago, or maybe 12. And originally, when we found it, I was told that Larimar opens portals and dimensions. You know, we were just finishing in 2000 with the old astral plane, the astral plane where it wasn't safe anymore and people could be hurt by being connected to it. And very few people knew how to navigate that part of the unseen world. But the Larimar was the first safe vehicle we could go into to start to explore the damage that's gone, and then what we were building, the portals and dimensions we were building, which took years really for us to do that. You know, the portal cards Clyde sent out to all of you, there's almost 300 of them. I think there were only maybe 50 for the first year. And, you know, we spent a lot of times on healer retreats and meetings talking about what we were creating and what each portal card meant. And the idea is that each object in our world is the doorway to a portal and dimension in the unseen world. So, like, I take this Larimar and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm taking this object and going into each one of my chakra portals with the intention of doing a healing there that makes mothers manifest joys. So that's, you know, I was counting silently, of course, when I didn't count out loud. So you did get the first 3 too, also. So that is the 4th one. And let me see.
I don't know what you mean by. So that is the fourth one.
Set a timer for 3 minutes.
Okay, your timer is set for 3 minutes.
Now the next stone, which is actually the 5th one, is the rose quartz. And rose quartz is the stone about healing money. Money follows love, and love follows money. That is brand new energy for money. It hasn't done that. And I was surprised, really, that when we first discovered the money portal, if I put a healing on somebody, maybe especially their knees, because knees are a place where we're bending down, you know, we're kneeling, we're begging, we're in a submissive kind of position. And people do a lot of manipulating using money. And so I would be able to pull out a lot of pain and suffering, often by making the knee I was working on a money portal. I've done that quite a bit. sometimes that's how one way you can use portals, especially if you know the person's history a bit. And again, you take this, and we're going to assume that the money follows love and the love follows money energy. We're going to put it in every single chakra and have that chakra be healed in whatever way will help manifest that new energy. So we'll do that again with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 reminding you is the heart center. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And of course, reminding you that the way you get to the chakras that are not on your body is through your heart center. So you can just do that counting and really focus on your heart, and you will get where you need to go. I hope some of you did practice chakra zip ups and working with your chakras the last 2 weeks.
Right. Ginger, I couldn't unmute myself fast enough, but just jumping back quickly, the Lorimar is it an aqua stone and it only is that color?
It is only that color,
Okay,
and it's
And
only in the Dominican Republic.
right, that's what you mentioned, but it's available here. Is it, I couldn't quite tell, but is it a kind of aqua color?
It is. It looks like water.
It looks, okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of an aqua color. It's really
I
beautiful.
haven't seen it before, so, okay.
So there's my. Okay, let's see. I better set this. Set a timer for 3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes and counting.
Oh, this is a celestite. Now, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of, looks kind of like a quartz crystal in a way, but it's kind of a blue, icy blue color. I mean, you can look at the back and it looks like a kind of a boring rock you could pick up off a driveway almost, you know, kind of goldish. But I've got some really pretty ones. This is, I got a bigger one, and then I got this one that I have above my bed. And celestite is the energy of nurturing, builds stability. And one thing we don't have enough of is stability in our world, and especially, you know, nurturing, building it. I have somebody who's really ill right now, and he's getting radiation, and he can hardly walk, but he wanted to force himself to walk as far around the block as he could, thinking that would help him. But obviously he needs nurturing right now to build stability. I mean, it's a new way to think of it, you know, that lying around or having somebody rock you or having somebody give you good food or whatever nurtures you, taking a nurturing bath would build stability, at least for a lot of men who are not used to taking care of themselves, I'd say. So let's take a breath in for celestite and focus on wherever your body is. And again, we're going to do that chakra zip up. So in each chakra, nurturing, building stability and letting that be a reality, a manifested reality in our body. That's our intention. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So this man who wanted to walk around the block when he could hardly walk, I handed him a celestite in each hand when I healed him. Told him the new energy we were bringing forth and asked him to help me with that, which of course he agreed to do. So, and I don't know much more about what the celestite's supposed to do according to Melody's books or the other books. But I have to say, I like it a lot. I like the feeling of it. I think we're used to thinking of no pain, no gain. This is the opposite of that. So that's that one. Now let's see here. I gotta reach for my next. Okay. Set a timer for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to focus our attention and our kind of healing process on celestite. Or no, that was the last one. This is calcite.
Yeah.
And calcite, this is a natural form of it. It usually comes in they're kind of an off-white and clearish, and it looks like a parallelogram. So it's very geometrical, if you will. And there's also red celestite. I saw a picture of this in some book, and I really like the picture. And this is like a dark red, and that's supposed to do something wonderful for your existence. But celestite is about dreams and hopes. So it goes for hopes build dreams, and dreams build hopes. And I think that's almost like the polar opposite of lots of times our hopes are dashed and we give up our dreams, or we have dreams and we have no hopes to ever achieve them. And I think this is the energy that puts hopes and dreams together, that when we actually cultivate hopes or feel hopes, we can create a dream that will actually work. So I think that's wonderful new energy, frankly. So we got the calcite. And again, let's focus on where we're healing our body. I'm going to do my knees. And the calcite is going to use that new energy that says dreams build hopes and hopes build dreams. In every chakra, we're going to heal whatever needs to be healed in that chakra to make that reality be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So just reminding you that chakras 1 through 9 are underneath your feet. They're dense and they're slow moving and they're dark. And then, of course, 9 is your foot, and 16 is heaven's mysteries, the top of your head. Then 17 through 25 are the chakras that are full of light and electricity and speed and expansion and wonder, all kinds of connection to source and love and galactic center. So you just take any one of those chakras and imagine if all the force of, say, galactic center allowed you to have hopes that build dreams and dreams that build hope. What a different world this would be. So you're putting this energy in your whole body, to make your whole body strong. So I think that's pretty cool. Okay, set a timer for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Now the next one, I don't know that's on the paper, but the next one I could put my hands on is an alexandrite.
It's on the paper.
Okay, thank you. So the alexandrite, I know they come naturally in Egypt. I bought a what do you call that? A chemically produced alexandrite. I can't imagine. I think it'd probably be $80,000 if I bought an alexandrite this size. It looks like a little bit smaller than a quarter. And Clyde got something like 8 of these for $40, and they are man-made, So I assume nobody I know can afford to buy an alexandrite real. But what's kind of cool about the alexandrite is they are 2 or 3 different colors, depending on how the light hits them. It's not really the original mood ring, but it's a really a stone of depth. So there's usually a reddish purple, there's a bluish purple, in it, and then kind of blue, just plain blue, that it's almost indigo-ish like looking color. And the energy of the alexandrite is the Christ birth ecstasy, and ecstasy births a Christ, and plants infuse life, and life infuse plants. And so that is a very mystical stone, you know, for those people who have a turquoise cardinal principle, which would be my friend Nettie I'm looking at. You know, that's all about ecstasy, you know, that, yeah. And so this would be a, shall we say, a mystical augment to that, or expansion. And then, of course, if you fill your body with the other end of this, the other side about plants infusing life and life infusing plants, then every herbal remedy you take or aromatherapy you do will infuse your body with life. So it's a pretty powerful medicine. So let's do that. Take this alexandrite energy and put it in your place with the intention of making your body, allowing each chakra to know the truth that plants infuse life and life infuses plants, and that Christ births ecstasy and ecstasy births the Christ. So of course you're going to focus on your heart center, because that's how you go into all the chakras. And you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So that is the new medicine of alexandrite. You know, I had a group of healers meet, and we were talking about these gemstones and trying to put together what we were thinking about. And what's kind of interesting is that, I guess I should say, set a timer for 3 minutes, is that
Okay.
we were fighting about whether we should really say gemstones as medicine or gemstones as remedies, you know, because of the medical people may object to the idea of these as medicine, but I really feel like they're medicine, you know. You get into plants infusing life and life infusing a plant, that's medicine. I don't know. Okay, now this is selenium. And this is not very expensive, but it's really got a light. It really magnifies light, and I just love the way it looks. There was a phallic shaped piece of selenium I used to pleasure myself for years without realizing what I was actually bringing in. The energy of selenium is that evil absorbs love and love absorbs evil. The thing I think about evil is, of course, I think of evil as very contracted energy that doesn't expand. And so if it absorbs love, then it means it's expanding and it's becoming less evil. And of course, love absorbing evil is the takeaway, you know, taking that away. So we've had so many good versus evil kind of experience this lifetime and others, that I think this is one of those more mystical rocks again, reaching into our soul genetics and our soul journey, you know, not just in this. Yeah.
Right. So Gentra, selenium's not on the list. It's not on mine anyway. So, and that I only have a list of 8. So there are 3 that maybe you'll talk about that aren't on here.
Right.
So
selenium is
these
one of those.
Are they just newer?
No, I think
Not newer.
Yeah, I think we just had probably I gave Clyde the wrong list.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mine has it.
Yeah,
I've got it.
mine-
Yeah.
mine
You've
has
got it?
You've got it? Yeah, it's not on mine, but that's fine.
Okay.
Got
Well, it's evil absorbs love, love absorbs evil. That's the
Got
new
it, yeah.
energy for it. Okay, so let's take that into our chakra, all 25 of them, and focus that on what we want healed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay. Now let me find the shungite. Shungite's kind of an interesting, there's all kinds of stuff on the internet about shungite, I tell you. Now, Clyde, I moved the computer around. Can you tell me can you see me at all?
Yeah,
Am I okay?
your head can go up a little bit more on it.
Like that?
No, the opposite way. Well, not closer to you. You need to.
This way.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right.
That's good.
All right. Thank you. So this is shungite, and they sell this in little flat things that have the 3M sticky stuff on. So you can stick them on your cell phones, or on your devices, computer devices, and it neutralizes those extremely low frequencies that are supposed to mess up our physical bodies. It is really good for purifying water. It just,
mine has it on the middle of my iPhone there. If you can.
yeah, that's shungite.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we got a bunch of those. I don't know, they're not that expensive. They sell 5 or 6 of them for, I don't know. But this is the shungite that I have too, and I like it bigger. I had a cold sore, and I like this size because I can't swallow it and choke on it, and I could put it right on the problem I was having, and it really helped, again, that to go away. So you want the area that you're trying to heal to be pure and have protection from frequencies that might do you harm. So that's what shungite does. And I think it's relatively new. I think it's under 10 years. It's found somewhere between Russia and Finland in that part of the world. So let's do the deep breathing again. Focus on our heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So that's the shungite world. And I do like it. It's got a kind of a calmness to it. It really does. Now, here it is. This is the last one, and this is called cactus quartz. On the other side, it kind of looks like cactus, and fairy quartz, and it's found on a mountaintop in Africa, I guess, and that's a relatively new stone. And the new energy of this is the Holy Mother creates the universe, and the universe creates the Holy Mother. And I know that we are still opening that energy up. So if I feel very needy or feel like I want something and I don't know what I want that will help me feel better, this is the stone I reach for. And really think it's wonderful. I found this one with a point on it, and so it's kind of cool. It focuses the energy that way.
What color is that, Gendra?
It looks kind of amethysty. It's kind of purplish.
A little purplish.
Yeah. So this is the Holy Mother creates the universe creates the Holy Mother. And I'd like that reality to be in my knees, and you put it where you want it in your body. And we'll count each chakra. So we'll start with foundation, soul purpose, safety and security, heartbeat, new DNA, water. The grid, I am that I am, my feet, the root, the sacrum, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, heaven's mysteries, oneness, spirit connection, journeying, extended senses, soul connection, source, union, love from galactic center, and restoration and realignment. All those chakras, which entail every part of the body. So in a way, you're asking your whole body support for focusing on the part of your body you focused on. I think that's kind of great. So I suggest, if you want true renewal of that place wherever you're wanting to, that you continue doing that again tomorrow. Even if you don't own all the stones, I'd try it without owning them all. I mean, you saw them, you could see a picture of them, feel them that way. How many minutes do I have? What time is it?
It's 8:41.
Okay. Now we should get a little bit to cardinal principles. There are 33 different cardinal principles. I made this years ago. It has more than the 33 stones, but at least has all the 33 stones. And then when I'm healing people, I wrap this around my head, especially if I'm doing energy work, or say I'm going to a mall or someplace. I know that a lot of people might want healing from my energy, so I prefer to have this on me so that they can draw from the stones rather than me filtering it through my physical body. So that's why I use that's how I've used all those stones. And I, if you're thinking about diamond as one of the 33, I think I bought one for $7 at a gem show. It was black, but I didn't care. Then I glued it inside one of these, concave places. So there's ways around the more expensive stones, and some of the rubies and sapphires you can get in an agate form at some places like the Enchanted Rock Garden, I know. So because the will's been so damaged, the 33, we were not expanded enough or open enough or vibrating enough to embrace all the possible experiences in the yin feminine darkness that we could. And so that the list I had Clyde send you are all the different ones that we could, and we probably still need today to expand into you. And then when we sent you the list of the cardinal principles, that's the one you're good at. That's the one that you have focused on every lifetime, so that you know what that may be. So why don't we take 2 or 3 minutes and have each of you share how you felt about the cardinal principle I said. I muscle tested which one was yours, and ask me any questions. So whoever would like to start, please do it. Yes, Laura, did you just make a noise with paper, or were you going to start?
Oh, paper noise.
You just,
So I was wondering, because on my list, it also has amethyst. So should I cross that off?
yeah, you're still entitlement.
No, I mean, with the rose quartz, celestite, calcite,
Yeah.
alexandrite, it has also amethyst.
Yeah, no, amethyst is one of the 33 gemstones that, can be people's cardinal principles. The 11 aren't people's cardinal principles. So yeah, you should cross that off the list of the last 11.
Those 11 cannot be, you're saying. Okay.
Right, that energy's brand new.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Well, I can speak to the ecstasy dynamics
Sure you can. Please do.
for turquoise stone. So what I did, I own two pieces of turquoise. I'm wearing one, it's a ring, and then I have a Chinese turquoise necklace that I've been wearing all week. So, well, not today, I was golfing, but otherwise I have. And what I noticed, ecstasy allows joy, joy allows ecstasy. And so what began to happen is that hummingbirds showed up everywhere around me.
You like
And
hummingbirds?
pardon?
You like hummingbirds?
Well, in the Native American tradition, the hummingbird represents joy.
Oh, cool.
So, I mean, I love those kind of synchronicities. And so, you know, that's kind of what I've noticed and what's been happening. And so these little hummingbirds have been bringing messages of joy for me. So I think that's fabulous, frankly. And I also just want to mention that when you were doing, you know, the 11 stones, there were two of them, and one of them relates Christ births ecstasy, births Christ, also related. I felt that intensely. I
Did
felt
you?
two of those very, very intensely, and the other one's not so much. So that probably means I need to work with the other ones a little bit more. I don't have any of these stones with me, but I like the idea of being able to just imagine them. I think that can work for the time being. So, yeah. So that's it. That's all I
Okay,
wanted to.
that's it. Anybody else?
So Gentra, this is Janet, and I had citrine, and I actually had some citrine, so I walked around with it in my pocket. But I thought it was kind of funny because I thought that was something that I didn't have enough of.
Ah,
And, you know, I'd go for my walk, and I thought that's what that meant, is that I should be working on that. I go for my walk in the morning, and I'm like, I just feel a lot of abundance, you know. So I didn't, even though I thought it meant that I was missing that, you know, that's why you listed it for me. Like that was the purpose of this, that I just felt like, well, I don't know. I feel like a lot of abundance. So anyways, I think that's kind of funny. And I think I was able to appreciate my abundance more because I was thinking about it. You
oh,
know,
good.
the idea of abundance. It was nice to have that reminder that I have a lot of abundance.
Yeah, I'm glad. So you got the assignment right without my help.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I find for me that when I work with people, I usually don't care that much what past lives I've had with me or who they were or did I know them. But I do end up finding it useful to muscle test what their cardinal principle is, you know, people I care about. You know, like Clyde's cardinal principles about justice. So him being a news junkie, you know, and having to fight for justice and figure out justice makes sense to me.
Mhm.
Yeah, so. And my cardinal principle is the avatar. It's the opal. There's a diamond avatar too, but the opal's my stone and it's soft. I think I've had a weak constitution every lifetime for a number of reasons. And the avatar is about saving the world, you know, and
Mhm.
helping as many people as I can. So I'm very comfortable with that. That's why I'm not really retired, even though I'm retired. I have too much fun talking
You
about
know,
stuff like this.
it's also your birthstone. Does that have any significance?
I
I mean,
I
if
think
those coincide?
I think somehow they must. Can't explain what it is, but it's one of those good coincidences, kind of like
Okay.
a hummingbird coincidence, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So we used to call the cardinal principle the primal wound because years ago we had so much grief and rage over what we weren't able to do with what we knew. You know, that, even though I was good at being an avatar, I would be ashamed about what I hadn't created or what I hadn't figured out instead of paying attention to what had really worked. So we changed that understanding.
When did that change?
I think it was about 2008 when we did the second Fire the Grid meditation.
Okay,
That was bringing in the crystalline energy.
with that, okay.
Yeah,
I'm glad it changed.
me too.
This is much more hopeful, positive, easier to kind of work with, I think.
Yeah. I know next, in 2 weeks, we're going to really pay attention to Heart of Hearts, Super Strength, Earth Nirvana Miracles, the 5 portals we use when we're traveling with our bodies, with our core body and with our jewel body. And they're the energies, the portals we use when we're trying to heal other people. And then, of course, the seeing with the inner eye. So there's a whole bunch in the notes written about that. And so that's part of your homework, is to get acquainted with those portals and take a look at those portal pictures that Clyde sent. And
I thought I might copy them, and then I realized that's not possible.
well, we
There's
could,
so many.
yeah, what you could do is we could send you a CD we've got a CD of pictures of them, JPEGs. Then you can take them to Walgreens or Costco or one of those places and have photos printed out.
Oh, that'd be nice. I'd like to do that.
It's not that expensive. I know it was under $10.
Thanks. No, that'd be good. That'd be good.
So I thought we could offer that if anybody wants. We'll, you let us know, but let other people. We can just, pay us for the postage and handling, of whatever
That'd
that
be
is. Or if you stop at my house, there'll be probably no postage and no handling. Or,
I was
Okay.
going to ask you,
Yep.
Jentra, oops, sorry, if you had an actual deck of cards that you had produced.
I haven't been able to find a cost-effective way to make the deck. I have a deck, and if we were in a class, we would be using the deck here, and I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. But I took the pictures, then I have a picture of the back of the cards, then I glued them together and laminated each card. That's how I made my deck. So other people have done that. You can go to Kinko's and they'll do it for you. But
I think Lynn Colsey just made a deck of cards from images that she wanted to share with people for something completely different. And so I know online you can pretty much, there are places that create decks of cards with images of your own.
oh, that's kind of cool. We should check that out.
Yeah, I think I'll look into that and see what the cost might be prohibitive. I don't know.
Yeah,
But the thing is, if we have the images, we can pay for our own deck of cards.
right.
And we just pay you guys to get the images, something like that.
Oh, we already sent you the images, but you're right, the postage and handling if we need
Yeah.
the JPEGs.
Yep.
So I don't know how many more minutes he has, but I am interested in how this class is for you. What I don't like myself is the feeling like I'm talking to myself most of the time. And because my eyesight's so what it is, I can't really see what expressions you're having on your face.
Oh, yeah.
So I was kind of I like tonight's class a little better, maybe because I had gems to hold up and talk about and touch and interact with. But I thought, I don't know if I'm going to do this Zoom class thing again. Wasn't that much fun for me.
Yeah.
I still like it, Gentra.
Good.
You know, I mean, it's super nice to be in person when that's possible, but I'm grateful that I get to come and do it anyways. I'd rather have Zoom than not,
Mm.
you know, than nothing. So,
I think Clyde was telling me that there's some kind of button on your computer that you can make pictures of each other bigger.
Oh,
oh yeah, you can switch it to the active speaker so the person is big who's talking.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. I don't know, there could be more than that, but
Mhm.
Well, I really, there's a lot of information to share. And so I think as we go on and we all get comfortable with interrupting you, because that's probably what it's going to require is interrupting you
That'd be
to ask questions. And then as we go on, more familiar with each other, talking with each other too, or addressing something to someone else in the group. So it's a little bit about getting used to the format. A little awkward, but I really like getting the information. Like, it was hard for me. I'm on a mini iPad. It was really hard for me to see what you were holding up today, and probably easy for other people. So another time I'll have a different setup, but it works. It works okay. I know it's not the same, but I'm with Janet. I still like it.
which is, I just saw one more thing I wanted to say to you before we left. That's a teaching tip, is I want you to please get a double terminated quartz crystal.
Yeah.
Because that is what the earth uses in a self-healing. And here's one, so you can see it's huge. Somebody got me.
it is.
And then here's the other. This is absolutely an amethyst, but amethyst is a form of quartz. This is great for sticking behind my knee, and having my knees work on. Then I got a tiny little one that is just this tall, and you can use Scotch tape and, tape it, somebody, wherever you want, in some little furrow or nick or cranny.
And you've put that on dog collars.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
put it on dog collars. So these have this point that comes out, and then the energy arcs in 52 degrees, in a 365 kind of way. So it spins, and then it comes back on itself. So it goes like this, both of them. So it's like having a set of hands on you.
Oh, yeah.
Clockwise or counterclockwise?
One is clockwise, the other is counterclockwise. So you get both the will and, the yin and the yang.
Okay.
Gentra,
Yeah.
Cindy here. Do you put it vertically or horizontally, or does it not matter?
You should see which feels better to you. It does not matter.
Okay, got it.
So that's the other
By
thing I wanted to say.
By the way, as far as you having as much fun or comfort with Zoom as we are,
Mhm.
yeah, I think that speaker view would help. Maybe you could see us a little better. I'm not sure if you will, but I'm just wondering, like next week we
2
have.
weeks now.
I'm sorry, yeah, 2 weeks from now we have 72 pages of portal cards, and I'm just wondering if there's something that you could ask us before the class so that we could maybe be more of the framework to make it so that you don't have to work so hard, talk so much.
I want you to pay attention to, in your notes,
Yeah.
it's Heart of Hearts, Super Strength, Earth, Nirvana, Miracles. It's
Okay.
several paragraphs in each of those 5 portal cards. Those are the ones I want you to learn
Oh.
first.
Okay.
Could you say
got
them
it.
again, please? Heart of Hearts, Nirvana,
Heart of Hearts, Super Strength,
Yeah.
Super
Earth,
Earth,
that's a portal, Nirvana, and Miracles.
Miracles. Okay.
Yeah, and then Seeing with the Inner Eye is the 6th one we're going to spend some time with next time. But in your notes, those particular portal cards I've written quite a bit about because we use them to travel. And since this is practical magic and I want you to actually learn how to connect with the real world on all that, those are probably the most, the first things we should practice. So start there.
I also just want to mention, as I know we're finishing up here, but I really do like the idea of gemstones as medicine, just to give you some feedback on that.
Thank you. Rather than just saying remedy.
I do too. Yep.
Well, I like to give lip service to people who don't agree with me, but I'm glad to hear that you feel that way. I feel that really strongly.
I do too.
Okay.
Now I feel a nice connection. Maybe it's because I complained, I
Yeah,
feel better.
there you go.
I
We're all
don't
worried. We
want
want you to have a good time. Yeah. Oh, golly.
I just think it gets easier. It's a format that we're all trying to get accustomed to. And I do think we get more comfortable with it. I do, as
Mhm.
I'm in meetings and that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Well, is it time for us to stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I love you all.
Love you
All
too.
It was fun.
Love you.
Yeah,
bye. See you.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
See you later.